Project teams cannot do it alone. I repeat, they can't do it alone. They cannot operate also in silos. It requires a true collaborative, agile, innovative, and dynamic leadership approach.
Survived because we managed through storytelling to transfer knowledge to other generations. Storytelling connects with our inner self, our desires, our dreams, and that makes a very powerful tool because it's easy for us to absorb the information and remember that information.
Most of the challenges are linked to the fact of being seeds, right? Small islands with limited institutional capacities, limited economies of scale that translate in many aspects.
In some countries, there's limited capacity, but the system and the empowering of the civil servants and the correct people and the correct ministries, that makes a big difference. In other countries, all roads lead to cabinet. And that does create some very unique challenges.
They came and they took my information, and the doctor came and she took my blood pressure or whatever. Then she came and she told me what the CT scan revealed. And they had bleeding on my brain. I remember like 2 days before it took ill, I went on the scale at home and it was 293, right? And I went to the hospital and I was there for like 4 or 5 days. When I saw that I had weighed 280 pounds, I said, you know, if I can do that by not eating, because not eating at night mainly, and not eating all the junk that I was eating before, I could lose the weight. When I travel, I come back through duty free. I bring them back M&Ms, Cadbury chocolates, Hennessy. But I cut out all of that. I don't know when last I had M&Ms. I don't know when last I had alcohol. I don't drink. I used to drink like 4 beers if I go out socially. I don't drink beer. I don't drink no alcohol at all. I don't eat sweets. I remember one morning I was walking to the bathroom, right? I just look in the mirror and I could recognize myself. It was definitely a wake-up call for me.
So the National Workplace Wellness Policy actually grew out of a conversation with Orlando Gabby Scott. He is the former Deputy General Secretary of the Barbados Workers Union, the largest trade union in Barbados. And he came to me one day and asked, does any country in the world have a national workplace wellness policy? Not a national health policy, not a national wellness policy, a national workplace wellness policy. And I spent 6 months, that was in 2016, 6 months researching to see if that were the case, and it wasn't. And I started to work in earnest in late 2016 to develop the groundwork for this national workplace wellness policy. And what we did was that we wanted this policy to represent the interests of employers, workers, and government. So it was a tripartite effort. A lot of the contemporary research and literature on workplace wellness does suggest that wellness cannot be a singular component. You know, oftentimes when we talk about wellness, we talk about going to the gym, eating something healthy, but those areas fit only narrowly in the domain of physical wellness. And it was believed that wellness should contain other dimensions.
So I think outside of Paris, my highlight was definitely coming second, getting on the podium here in Barbados at the race that, as I said, officially stamped my ticket to Paris. That was an amazing moment to be in front of my friends, my family. Like, I live and train away, I race all over the world, I rarely get to come home. I think Paris gave me a little peek behind the curtain and it made me realize that to see what the top of the top are doing.
We believe a lot on breath work in regulating the vagus nerve. So, you know, the calm, bringing calm to the body, a lot of connecting with nature. We as humans are so tucked away in offices, in our homes, that a lot of the time we're just going from the car to one, from the car to the other, and we don't connect with beautiful nature. We are beings of nature, and if we go back to the days of, say, it may sound funny to say, but to the caveman, that is where our body and our biology is rooted in our health. You know, when the light comes up, we get up. When the light goes down, we go down. Now we've got all the artificial lighting and everything affecting our sleep. We're on our computers late at night. We're more stressed. Phones and all of that.
Well, according to the Barbados National Registry, the non-communicable diseases are very high. And right now we have 545 myocardial infractions, which we call heart attacks, and 700 strokes you can say we have annually, recorded in the last period, which was 2020 to 2022. Also, the cardiovascular disease affects mainly women, but it affects 1/3 of Barbadians between the ages of 25 to 70. So yes, it is, and globally, worldwide, cardiovascular disease is very prevalent and is on the rise.
Kidneys are also responsible for a lot of different things, actually removing excess water. So one of the things I tell my patients is that you will find that the more water you drink, the more your urine looks white. If you don't drink enough water, then it looks like a darker yellow, and that's actually a normal function of the kidney because it just removes the excess water that you do not need. So if it's not working properly, then sometimes you can start to retain water and things like that. It's also responsible for maintaining your blood count, so it stops you from being anemic. It's responsible for maintaining your calcium and keeping your bones strong, right? So it's responsible for blood pressure control, so it actually helps control your blood pressure as well. So there are a lot of different functions of the kidney that we look at as kidney doctors and as general doctors as well. But I know specifically everybody knows about, you know, the toxin buildup, but there's lots of other functions of the kidney.